Chapter 25 The Second Generation. I press a kiss on Capri and Dion's cheeks. I walk back over to Skylar, and he kisses me on the forehead. "What now?" he says. I open my pack and hold Capri's collar in my hand for a moment. "I don't know, but I'm not leaving without this." I grip the collar tighter in my hand. I don't want to let go anytime soon. This is all I have left of my ally, little Capri. And Dion's collar is all I have left of him. Even if I didn't know him very well, it still hurt to see him die a second time. Even if the second time was caused by my hands, my knife. All of a sudden, trumpets boom in the arena, and a voice comes on. "I am proud to present to you the victors of the 86th Hunger Games." That's definitely a lie. Proud that 2 children from District 12 defied the Capitol. I'm still glad we won, though. "We can go home," Skylar exclaims. "Yeah, we can," I say excitedly, covering my real demeanor. The large Capitol drone appears, and 2 ladders fall down. I keep Capri's collar in my hand and put Dion's and Skylar's hand. "Don't let go. I want to hold on to them, even if it's just this little thing." He nods, and we run to the ladders. We quickly climb up them, and Skylar's taken to a separate room. "It's fine. They'll take care of him." I sit down against the wall of the drone, and sigh. I look down at Capri's collar in my hand. Tears fill my eyes, but I don't let them out. This whole thing, winning, killing, hurting, crying. But now I get to go home. Until next year, when me and Skylar have to be the mentors. That hurts to think about. Watching the female and male tributes die over and over and over again. And will my mom and dad be mentors with us? Will I get my own Victor's house in the Victor's village? Or will I still live with my family? I am 16. I'm a child. All I can do now is wait for home. My mom and dad quickly run to me in the room, and my mom crouches beside me. I look up to see them and quickly hug them. "I'm so proud of you, Willow," my mom says while hugging me. "Me and Skylar made it," I say. I wipe tears from my eyes, and my mom notices the collar in my hand. "Willow, I'm so sorry you lost your friend." I grip my hand over the collar, covering the name and number. I feel a sharp pain in my back as my mom jabs a needle into me. I pass out, and the next thing I know, I'm lying on a table in a white nightgown, IV tubes coming out of me, beeping from the monitor beside me. "Where's Mom? Dad? Where's Skylar?" I think to myself. I slowly lose consciousness after a few moments. I do this a couple times before I wake up and stay awake. I sit up and put my hand to my head. I look at my hands, the scars from hunting, gone. I look at my ribs, where Maddie cut me, no scar. The Capitol medicine is better than I originally thought. I know it's powerful, but powerful enough to remove scars? No way. Luna comes in with an outfit, black pants, a black shirt, socks, and a pair of boots. "Luna, where's Capri's collar?" She looks at me and runs a hand over my face. "It's in the Capitol, along with Dion's," she says. "Luna, no. Please. I need something to remember them by. That's all I had of my friends, my allies. Luna." She walks out before I can say any more. An AVOX girl, tall with brown hair, walks in. She removes the IV from my arm. It stings a bit. Being an AVOX is a horrible punishment, having your tongue cut out and then working refuge people. "Thank you," I say. If I can show any respect to her, I will. She smiles softly and walks out. I just wanted one thing to remember Capri and Dion. One thing. I change into the clothes that Luna brought me and slowly walk out of the room. I see Luna, my mom, my dad, and Skylar sitting at a table. The stab wound on Skylar's collarbone is healed. Completely. I slowly walk to the table. Skylar notices me and stands up to hug me. After a moment, we pull away and sit down at the table. "What's going on?" I look at Luna and Skylar's stylist. They look at each other before Luna says, "We are talking about your guys' interview outfits," she says, unsure of my reaction. I roll my eyes but remain silent. My mom looks to me from the end of the table. "Willow, this is serious. You won. You should be proud of yourself," she says. "Yeah, but I won. But at what cost?" "I won by killing people." "That doesn't seem very fair," I say. "I did win, but I did it by killing people, by killing other children." My dad stands up and walks over to me. "Me and your mom felt the same way when we won. It's the hard truth, I'm afraid," he says and pats my shoulder. He walks back to his chair and sits in it. Luna begins to recommend different styles and colors. I'm not listening one bit, until Luna says my name. "Willow, look at me." I watch as Luna raises her hand and lays Capri and Dion's collar in front of me. I quickly grab Capri's collar, and Skylar tilts Dion's in his hand a moment. "Thank you, Luna," I say. Chapter 26, The Second Generation. I listen to Luna talk while running my thumb over Capri's name and number on the side of the collar. Clearly stamped on, but the number and letters are black and large enough to see from far away. Once they finish talking about Skylar's suit, they move on to talk about what dress I'll be wearing. The colors that have been suggested range from black all the way to bright red. They ask me questions about length, style, color, but I have no fashion knowledge at all. I've never really worried about what length or style my clothing was back in District 12. It was always just my brown leather jacket, my hunting boots, my black pants, and my dark black braid down my back my entire life. Why don't they worry about this and leave me out of it? I think to myself. They are the stylists anyway. Skylar's outfit was so simple. A black suit with gold and red flames on the sleeves and pant legs. Why is mine so complicated? After an hour or so, my mom dismissed us to an AVOX boy. Tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. He looks like he lifts, or used to, before his tongue was cut out and he had to work for rich people. I remember my mom telling us stories about the other tributes during the Hunger Games. This boy looks familiar. He reminds me of the one boy my mom said was the last tribute for her and my dad. Then the name pops into my head. Cato. Cato was the boy from District 2. The stories my mom told me and Rye about him was that he was the bad guy. But he was still just a child. He just wanted honor for his district. I get what she meant now. Me and all the others are, and were, just still children. The AVOX boy leads us to an elevator where we ride it to the main floor. The hospital must be hundreds of feet below the training center, if my head is thinking correctly. We stop on the main floor and then get onto another elevator that brings us to level 12. I look down at Capri and Dion's collar in mine. And mine and Skylar's hand to make sure we still have them. I'm still running my thumb over the stamped-on letters and numbers when we get to level 12. The table in the common room has tons of food on it and drinks, too. I sit down at the table and so does Skylar. I wait for my mom, my dad, Luna, and Skylar's stylist to come up to level 12. I sit there, my mouth watering a bit. The food in the arena is only what I've caught and what I've picked. This is fancy capital food. After a bit, my mom, my dad, Luna, and Skylar's stylist ride the elevator with the AVOX boy. I've nicknamed him Cato. I know I will never learn his real name, so I will give him a nickname, and Cato seems pretty fitting. Everyone sits down at the table, and we soon begin eating. For the first time in my life, I'm glad I didn't have to hunt for my food, like I do at home in the woods. Even though we have money, I still hunt for meat. It's my way of calming down, my way of clearing my head. It's how I de-stress after a stressful day. I miss the hob, but soon things will all go back to normal once I'm home. I eat everything on my plate and drink the beverage that I've been provided with. Even after all of this, I can still control my table manners. I don't know how, seeing as I've been starved for the last 2 weeks, and the biggest meal I've had was 2 rabbit legs and a Riesling wing. The drink is clean in a crystal glass. I almost don't trust myself to touch it, but I drink it anyway. The cool liquid runs down my throat as slow as I will let it. It's refreshing, but I'm not sure what it is. But it's better than the dirty water I've been drinking in the arena. I stay silent for the meal, listening to my mom and dad catch me up on things. "How's Rye?" I say before I can stop myself. "So excited for you to come back," my mom says. "And Kira?" I ask. "She's been marking off the days on her calendar," my dad says. This makes me smile. Maybe not everyone hates me like I used to think. I hold Skylar's hand under the table. I've never cared for someone like I care for him. After the meal, Skylar and I walk down the hallway to our rooms. Before we go into our rooms, I hug him. I've never given a hug, only received them. I pull away from him and push a piece of hair that's fallen into his face. He leans down and lightly kisses my lips before we go into our separate rooms. I sit on the bed, running my fingers through my hair that has been delicately untangled, shampooed, and conditioned. My hair feels like a soft, silky fabric, unlike the matted, muddy, dirty mess it was in the arena. I lie down under the covers, trying to forget that the victor's interview is tomorrow. I remember the good parts about winning. I get to go home. I hope nothing has changed, but I bet it hasn't. Chapter 27, The Second Generation. The final chapter. When I awake, it is early in the morning, around 7. Luna is sitting at the edge of my bed, tilting Capri's collar in her hand. She has pinned my Mockingjay pin to it, and next to Capri's name. I sit up and untangle my hair before Luna stands up and runs a brush softly through it. "We have your dress all figured out, Willow," she says. Her voice is calming. I don't know why. It just is. "Thank you, Luna," I say. She finishes brushing my hair and ushers me into a dressing room. My prep team does my hair, makeup, and my nails. "Oh, Willow, your nails are so long," Klaus exclaims. He begins cutting my nails down into a soft almond shape. He paints the base black, and when the base dries, he covers the black with gold glitter. Violet, she's my favorite of my prep team. She curls my hair and brushes it out. She braids one strand of my hair and puts a thin gold ribbon around the bottom of the braid. When Klaus and Violet are done, Selena moves in to do my makeup. She applies a thin layer of black, red, and gold to my eyelids. She puts a nude lipstick to my lips, a thin coat of mascara, and some blush on my cheeks. I look at myself in the mirror before turning around and thanking my prep team. "Oh, it's no problem," says Klaus. And they leave the room, leaving me with Luna. She's smoothing out a strapless, shiny black dress. It cuts off at my knees in the front and flows all the way down to my ankles in the back. I run my fingers over it, the smooth, cool texture under my hand. "Do you like it?" asks Luna. I look up from the dress to her. "It's wonderful, Luna, really," I say. She brings out black high heels, nothing out of the ordinary. I slip on the dress and the heels. "Willow, walk around in them first," she says. I wonder why. It's just a simple black dress and heels. And then, every step I take, sparks fly off the bottom of the dress and heels. "Wow, Luna, you've really outdone yourself," I say. I'm fascinated by the sparks, making the simple black outfit look like someone's trying to light a fire with flint. "I try," Luna says. I quickly hug her and walk out to the stage with Skylar. I can feel eyes on the sparks that come off of my dress and shoes. When I sit next to Skylar, he takes my hand in his. "Wow, you two have really made Hunger Games history today," Caesar says. "I guess the odds were really in our favor," I say. "We've worked hard," says Skylar. "You sure have." Caesar pats Skylar on the shoulder. On to more important topics. "Willow, that outfit is divine." I giggle at his comment, slightly. "All thanks to my wonderful stylist and prep team," I say. "One question. Are the sparks real?" he asks. I let go of Skylar's hand and stand up. I stomp my right foot on the floor, sending thousands of sparks to shoot off from the bottom of the heel. I spin once, sending sparks off the bottom of the dress and heels. Then I sit down. Of course, Caesar. I'm no chicken, I say. He laughs at my comment and pats my hand. And Skylar, the stones on that suit are to die for. Skylar chuckles. Willow's outfit is much better. But my stylist still did an amazing job on mine, says Skylar. Well, give it up for our victors, Skylar Rivera and Willow Everdeen, from District 12. I grab Skylar's hand and we stand up, giving a slight bow. We walk off the stage where my mom, Dad, Luna, Violet, Klaus, Selena, and Skylar's stylists are waiting for us. I turn to Skylar and kiss him lightly before I hug him for a few moments. We're going home, I say. Finally, Skylar says. You two go get changed, and the train will be ready for us, says Katniss, my mom, but also our mentor. We ride the elevator up to level 12. When I get to my room, I stash away the heels. Something to remember today, I think to myself. I walk out and wait for Skylar outside the elevator. He walks out of his room in a forest green shirt and dark blue jeans. We get on the elevator and go down to the base of the training center. Effie has finally appeared, and everyone except for Luna and the others have gotten on the train. I hug Luna and my prep team, bidding them one final goodbye. Effie excitedly claps her hands. Come on, you two, time to go home, she says. All right, Effie, we're coming. I wave a goodbye to my prep team, and Skylar and I walk to the train. I sit at the table, messing with my hands, looking out the window for the first glimpse of District 12. When the sun sets, everyone goes to their train cars, but I sit at the table. After a while, I get tired, so I go to my train car. I lay in bed a while, before slowly drifting to sleep at last. When I wake up, I slightly brush through my hair, being careful not to mess up the braided strand that Selena put in. I admire the gold ribbon for a bit before walking into the dining car and sitting down next to Skylar. I look out the window and finally catch a glimpse of the fence outside 12. After a few minutes, we pull into the train station. I stand up, waiting for the train to stop and the doors to open. I see the crowd, people from the Hob, neighbors, Mayor Madge, and in the front row, I see Rye, Gale, and Kiera waiting for me. I also see Skylar's little sister on their dad's shoulders, waving. I see Skylar's mom standing beside his dad and little sister. The train stops and the doors open, and I walk down the stairs and run to my brother, hugging him tightly. I knew you could do it, sis, he says. I pull away from him and hug Kiera. I look over at Skylar, hugging his family. I pull away from Kiera, and I hug my parents. Finally, you two are just my parents and not my mentors, I say. My mom cups my cheeks with her hands. You are just like me, strong and brave, she says. But deep down, I know, I was always just a piece in the Capitals games. But not just their games. The Hunger Games. End of Book 1.